Welcome to the Fancy Thinker. I'm Jared, and today I am going over what I read for the month of April. This is my April 2026 update. So, we're going to go over everything I read in April, what I'm currently in the middle of, and then maybe some plans for the future for March. Or, no, wait. May comes after April, so May. Yeah. All right, so let's get right into it. One of the first things I finished in April, which was I was very glad to finish. Very happy to be rereading this series. And I finished A Dark and Hungry God Arises, The Gap into Power by Stephen R. Donaldson. This is the third book in his Gap cycle. And this is, yeah, I have a review for this, but having a great time rereading this series. And I'm looking forward to carrying on with this, as you'll see coming up here. All right. I also finished Blood Reunion by J.C.M. Byrne, another third book in a series, the third book in the Hybrid Helix series that I am thoroughly enjoying. I really love Joe Byrne's humor, and I love the ideas that he's bringing to this superhero pastiche, sort of speak, sci-fi story, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun indeed. All right. What else did I finish? I finished a Baccaline and Cobra Brooch novella out of this collection, the Volume 1 collection, called The Healthy Dead. Had a big discussion on The Healthy Dead for my short fiction side hustle on my channel with my friends Vasher and Chris. And yeah, so we had a great time talking about this story. And I just love these Baccaline and Cobra Brooch novellas. I think there's once again, laced with humor, dark humor, and it's just a lot of fun to read those. All right, so that was finished. Also finished, a doozy here, finally finished Forge of Darkness, book 1 in the Carcanis trilogy, another reread for me. This seems to be the year of the reread for me so far. I've done a lot of that. And I was so I did a whole video vlog, a video that's kind of redundant, video vlog. I did a vlog of my channel for every chapter in this book. So if you've read this book, check those out. If you haven't, don't check them out because they are completely spoilery. But I do plan on putting a non-spoiler review out for this book someday soon. Fantastic reread. And I also just finished today The Centauri Device by John Harrison, part of our sci-fi masterworks read-along. So we will be discussing this soon, and I don't know what I'm going to say because I have no idea what happened in this book. It was kind of fun to read it. It was weird, very strange. We'll see, though. We'll see how it goes. I couldn't make heads or tails of a lot of the things going on in here. But it's not the worst read I've ever had, but it was one of the strangest, no doubt about that. All right, moving on to some of the short stories that I have read this month. And to start with, we will start with a short story out of Asimov's science fiction magazine here. This is still in the March-April 2024 issue. And I read a story called Peck by Dr. Bunny McFadden. Don't know if that's a real name or not, but interesting nonetheless. And Peck was about a pet, was it a pigeon? Yeah, carrier pigeon. A pet carrier pigeon that was a cyborg, cybernetic pet carrier, a pocket model pigeon. uh, and it was about these pigeons who were invented and now they're kind of out of date, so to speak. But there's something about these original ones that were special, and this person is trying to track down all the former owners of, or the current owners of all this out of date model of cybernetic pigeon, and how special they are. You know, kind of like old car collectors who get together and show off their old cars. So it was kind of an amusing story, and um, kind of interesting in what it says about technology and how we treat it and how it gets updated, and how sometimes some updates are great, but some updates actually detract from the original purpose of what was trying to be invented. And I kind of like that. So it's an interesting story, Peck. um, and I also read another strange story from a Chinese studio out of Chinese myths and folk tales. This one was called The Three Genie, and this was about a guy who runs into these three other guys, and they kind of hit it off, and they say, "Hey, come over to the house. We'll have a little party. Shoot the shit, whatever." And they start drinking together, and then they all decide, or the host decides, hey, let's have an essay writing contest. Like, who decides that, right? That'd be great, I think, actually. I'll do that if you want to invite me over sometime. I'll have a essay writing contest with somebody. But so they all give him his essays. He loves them all, and he copies them all down. Come to find out, the next day he wakes up because he got really drunk, and all his friends are gone, and there's no trace of him. And then he reaches in his pocket, and he's got the three essays that he copied, not the original ones. And come to find out that these three guys were three genies who lived on a hill. So another another strange story from a Chinese studio. All right. All right, that's another. All right, so what other short stories did I read? I read another short story out of Shapers of Worlds, Volume 5. That was a story called Never Again the Same by I think it's Hagi, Lamplighter. Sorry about that. Mispronunciation if I did. So this story was about it was about a half Japanese uh, child who of ancestry, and he goes to visit his grandfather, who's Japanese, speaks very little English, and he's not happy about this. He doesn't want to go and stay with this old man he's never met before. So, but his mother insists, and it, there's a reason behind it all. But his mother has something to do, so he's staying with his grandfather. Doesn't like him very much. His grandfather is very well. He thinks very harsh on him. Um, and and the story evolves, and as you would expect, they come to an understanding, and they start learning about each other, and it was a pretty nice story about them learning about each other. And then there's a little twist at the end that the grandfather gets him to learn how to read by forbidding him to read a book. So it was pretty neat, pretty neat story there. I like that one. All right, I also have a few stories out of the big book of science fiction, which we read for the Speculative Speculation podcast. And that is one of them was a story called "The Unmistakable Smell of Wood Violets" by Angelica Goristisha. So, sorry if I mispronounced that. Yeah, so that was not my favorite story. I don't know. I kind of felt it was strange, and it wasn't really what I was looking for. So uh, bypassing that one. Then we read another story called The Owl of Bear Island by John Bing. This one was okay. I kind of liked this one a bit, but I also felt that the story kind of went unfinished. And so, I could have used more. I could have used a bit more of a resolution in that one. And then there was another story called "Readers of the Lost Art." Kind of a clever name, right? Because this story came out in the '80s, right around the time of Indiana Jones and all that. And this one was by Elizabeth von Arberg, and it was absolutely dreadful. Not a big fan of body horror, so it didn't do it for me at all. Yeah. Um, so, and then there was another short story by Ian M. Banks, and this was a culture story. The story was called "A Gift from the Culture," and it was my first exposure to this culture universe that Banks has made up, and I had a good time with it. Even yeah, it was insightful. It made me excited to read culture books in the future. So Ian M. Banks, probably the best short story that I've read this month. So what else do we got here? I think I'm all caught up in that stuff. Yeah. So what am I reading right now? I am still making my way through Absolution Gap by Alastair Reynolds. This is the third book in the Inhibitor trilogy, and I'm almost done. I got one more section left to go, about 130 pages. I'm going to finish this week for our discussion on Speculative Speculations podcast, and it's growing on me. It's getting better. This wasn't my favorite series at all, but I'm getting to the point where like the ideas are big, huge, cosmic ideas, itty bitty uh, execution. But I give I'll give Reynolds the benefit of the doubt here that he's going to pull this off and have a satisfying ending because the ideas are just incredible, incredible. I really wish I liked the writing better, but that's what it is. What it is. So I am also in the middle of speaking of liking the writing. Yeah, in the middle of Chaos and Order, The Gap into Madness, Book 4 in the Gap Cycle by Stephen R. Donaldson. I am about halfway through this one, and I am loving it. I'm loving it. Every time I'm reading this other stuff, I kind of want to get back to this, but schedules are schedules, right? So that's what I'm reading right now. In the future, let's see I'll eventually get to the next sci-fi masterwork, whatever that is, this month. I don't remember the name of it. I also read another thing here. I read a graphic novel called Human Nature by Darren Aronofsky, the famous filmmaker. This is book one of three, and this was a wild trip. So, nice package by Abrams Arts Books, and yeah, not a bad start to a trilogy. It was interesting. It was weird, and it had some really some pretty good deep themes going on there. So and some pretty decent artwork too. So check that out if you like Aronofsky's movies. You probably will like that. Okay, and what else am I going to be reading in the future? I'm going to continue on the Gap Cycle. I will probably finish off Chaos and Order, and I will probably get to the fifth book by the end of the month. I'm actually hoping I'm going to try to make it a point to do that because I really want to. I really want to complete that, and I will be getting to. Oh, I know that the next Alan Moore book in the Lost Long London series, Lost London, something like that. Um, book two in that series is coming out this month, so I'm probably gonna pick that up. Don't know if I'll get to it, but looking forward to that. I really love that first book, the Great Win. Yeah. So there's another book of that series coming out. I want to get. Don't know if I'll get to start it this coming month, but I will definitely get it. Uh, what else am I going to be reading this month? I know there's something else, but I'm forgetting right now. Anywho, I think that covers just about everything I had on my mind for now. Yeah. What have you read in April? What tickled your fancy? And be good to each other. And thank you.
Never one for conversation. Give me silence or a song. Composing all emotion, 'cause assumptions can be wrong. So forgive my hesitation.